Hi, welcome to the Sales Strategies for Christian Coaches podcast. I'm Justin Janowski, your host, and I'm the founder of Faith to Influence. I started my Christian coaching business in December of 2018, and I was just hoping I could make it. I remember feeling nervous and tossing and turning at night those first few months, and then God provided beyond what I could have imagined. We collected over $250,000 in revenue my first year in business and have been able to grow since then. I have learned a few things that I know many Christian coaches struggle with, and that's what we help people with this podcast. It's how to design and price your ideal business model. It's about money mindset and also sales mindset. When we get right in here and get right in here, everything else becomes easier. And then, of course, there's sales strategy. That's what people really hired me for. We've done sales for some of the top coaches in the industry. Many million and $10 million coaches hire us to bring our team and do sales directly for them because we do it in a way that's really high integrity and feels good for their audience. That's also really high converting. And that's the sort of thing that we want to help you with this podcast. Now, today I want to talk to you about one of my favorite marketing strategies that really supports sales and makes business feel really light and easy for me. So this is a structure I love. And for me, it's called quarterly marketing days. Once a quarter, I have my friend Jared Whitman, who lives here locally with me, but by the way, would travel and do this for others. So if you're like, I need this, I can connect you with Jared. You also can do this yourself, but once a quarter, Jared comes and we spend a full day doing marketing for Faith to Influence. Now, I want you to consider where you're at in your business, what phase you're in, and what you need. Some of you don't have any interest at all in social media marketing efforts. That's fine. If you want to run a small lifestyle business, you want to do $20,000, $30,000, $50,000, $70,000 in revenue year in and year out, you can build that primarily through relationships you have, networking, maybe speaking occasionally, referrals. It can be really light and easy, and you don't need tech. You don't need to make it complicated. You don't need to be on video. But for some of you who want to scale to six-figure businesses or more, beginning to play long game marketing strategies that are going to be consistently acted upon again and again over the coming months and years and decades will make business significantly easier for you. One of the things I know is that I need to, in my business, play the short game, which is what can I do today, this week, this month, to make sales now. They're going to help me stay in business. They're going to help me grow. They're going to help me provide. They're going to help me fulfill my vision now. And it's important for me to play the long game as well. What can I do right now, each week or each day or each month, that if repeated over many months and many years, will have a compounding interest kind of effect, a boom effect that makes sales and business significantly easier over time. I learned this long game marketing idea primarily from one of my mentors and friends, Dan Miller, who passed away within the last year, and I miss him, I love him, but this is a lesson I got from Dan. Dan, to me, wasn't the flashiest guy in the marketplace. He just had good, high-value content. He was a man of exceptional integrity, and he showed up consistently again and again and again in a couple of ways doing long game marketing activities that made sales easy for him later. One of the ways was he sent out a weekly newsletter. Every single week he sent out a newsletter for like 20 years. And the other, and the biggest one for Dan, was he recorded a podcast episode every week for 20 years. Or released a podcast episode every week for like 20 years. And most of his sales by the end of that time were coming directly from the podcast. They were coming to him. It felt light and easy and fun. He was able to be top of mind and present and build something really significant, primarily through consistent long game efforts repeated over an extended period of time. And so that's what we're trying to build at Faith to Influence. There are two ways that I focus on consistent marketing for our long game. Number one is through short videos. We do a 1-minute video and release it every single day. If you've been following us on Facebook or Instagram, you've seen these. I don't actually record a 1-minute video every day though. That would feel really heavy for me. I know some women in our community are like, I don't want to have to put my makeup on, do my hair, look perfect, get the lighting just right every single day. That would feel exhausting, right? So instead, on the day that I'm ready, I do as many of those videos as I can at one time. And I think of Elaine Langford, who had a conversation with me recently. She said, if I'm going to get my makeup on, I'm going to do my hair, I'm going to look good, I'm going to be ready, I want to capitalize on that. I want to do all those marketing videos at once while I'm feeling good and just make it lighter and easier for myself. And so if you like that idea, What I do with Jared is he comes to my house and like we've recorded 100 short videos in a single day, multiple times on these quarterly marketing days. So we'll sit, he'll hold the camera. He's got the lighting and setup for me. He's got all the topics on his computer. He just says the next topic out loud and I hit record and we go. And I record those short videos. I love doing that. Then we pass them to our team and they release one a day. Now some of you are like, team, lighting, marketing guy? Okay, that could sound like a lot. You can do this by yourself though with your iPhone or with your computer. You can just sit in front of it, click play, go to your YouTube channel. You can make it unlisted. You can set up a YouTube channel like that. Jared, of course, would teach you how to do that and do it for you if you want him to. But you can do that yourself so quickly, so easily. And you can record it unlisted and then just share it when you want to share it. But click play, talk for a minute, click stop. And these can be 30 seconds, 45 seconds. They're not all going to be 60 seconds on the dot. But that's a short video for YouTube Shorts, Instagram Shorts, Facebook Shorts. If that's fun for you, release a short video every day or once a week or every other week. Like find your consistency. It could be three times a week. Consistency is more important than volume. If you're just like, I'm going to do a 1-minute video once a week forever, that would gain traction over time. People would come to expect that from you. It would keep you top of mind. It would create credibility. It would help you with SEO, which means how people find you online and more. And so all you need is to decide how often you want to do it. Now, video is not for everyone. If it is, though, for you, you don't have to make it short and punchy either. You can do longer form videos. You can have a YouTube channel. I know some people who've recorded a YouTube video every single day for years and have a multiple six-figure business primarily from YouTube because they gained a significant following that trusted them and that began to want more support from them. It's a really cool strategy. If you decide you want to engage in that strategy, you can do it every single day, or you can batch record. I like doing it once a quarter, quarterly marketing day. For you, it could be once a month. It could be once a week. It could be every 6 months that you batch record. It depends on how much content you want to put out and how often you want to do it. Again, if you're listening to this isn't for everybody. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. You don't have to do this. But for some of you, you know who you are. This is a strategy you want to employ. You could also do this with blogs. It's a different kind of thing, but you could be like, I'm going to write 20 blog posts a day, once a month or once a quarter, and I'm going to release them slowly over time, or it could be 12. In this case, what we're doing now is we're recording the podcast in a batch. This is my first time ever doing this. I'm so excited about this. I have recorded my podcast every single week for the last year and a half, and I have been doing it all one per week. It's been one per week every single time. And it has felt a little bit heavy for me. Like, this is going to sound crazy to some of you. Some of you that will listen to this podcast all the time. I'm like the guy who procrastinated in school. I will record my podcast every single Tuesday to release every single Wednesday, and I've never missed a week. However, sometimes it's like Tuesday evening and I had a busy day. I had to push the podcast back. It's 9 p.m. and I'm coming back down to work, which I almost never do other than this instance. And I come back down to record my podcast at 9 p.m. What if I had a family emergency? What if I was sick? What if something else happened? Like there's so many things that could happen that would prevent me from actually releasing the podcast on Wednesday. Well, that was me yesterday. No more, because now it's part of our quarterly marketing day. We're going to record roughly a dozen podcast episodes today. And then next quarter, we'll do the same thing. And the next quarter, we'll do the same thing. And I'm just creating ease in my life to have these pre-recorded. It feels so good. So what are your next steps? If you like the idea of this quarterly marketing day and like batching your content and your marketing efforts, what's the next step for you? Well, step one, if you haven't done it yet, is to decide what's the right long game marketing strategy for you. You do not need to do them all, nor should you for most coaches and solopreneurs. Find the one thing you like. If you want to write a blog post and or email newsletter. If you like video, start a YouTube channel or go live on social media regularly or do a video podcast. If you want audio but you don't want to be on camera, just do an audio only podcast. That's fantastic. Maybe you like the written word but you like it in a social post form rather than a blog or an email newsletter. Decide that you're just going to post a certain frequency on certain social media sites regularly. That's fine. There's so many different things you could do. Pick the one that you really like. For some of you, you know yourself, maybe it's two for you. But pick one strategy and say, this is my long game marketing strategy. so that while you continue to focus on how you can create opportunities and make sales and grow your business and your impact now, you're doing something each week that builds for the long game, that makes business easier for you as years and years pass while doing this. And if you decide and pick the one thing that you're going to do to play the long game, then the next decision is, how frequently do you want to do that one thing? Is it something that you're doing once a week, once a day, 2 or 3 times a week, once a month? How frequently do you want to show up and play that long game? Choose something that you feel confident you can consistently do. And then the third step is to decide, are you going to record that thing or write that thing once a week, if you're going to produce it once a week, or once a day if you're going to release it once a day, or do you want to batch? And if you're going to batch, create a recurring event in your calendar, once a week, once a month, once a quarter for batching, and then follow through. And like when you're thinking about the batching, do you need help? Do you want to have a friend come by? Do you want to hire Jared Whitman to support you? He would happily do that. You can email me, justin@faithtoinfluence.com, and be like, hey, connect me to your friend Jared. And I'd be happy to do it. Like, hey, Justin, I want to do this batching thing. I need help. I'd love to get you connected to Jared Whitman. You can email me at justin@faithtoinfluence.com, and we'll get you connected to Jared right away so you can get some help. He'll travel anywhere in the country if you can find a way to make it a win-win. And if you're not sure if you're ready for that or it's a fit, happy to give you a free sales call with Jared where he'll provide some coaching, some value, whether you work together or not. So that's a choice, but you want to decide how you're going to do it. Hold the iPhone, do it yourself. Absolutely fine. Hire an expert. For some of you, that could make sense too. The point is to find rhythms in your business, specifically in long game marketing efforts, that feel right for you, that feel light and easy for you, but also allow you to accomplish the goal of staying top of mind, growing your audience, and making sales easier and easier as the years pass. I hope this is helpful. God bless you. Have an amazing week, and I'll talk to you all more soon.